Okay, everybody, I wanted to slow this part down. A lot of this work I'm doing is just cleaning up, and all the work I've done previous, a lot of it is kind of exploratory. The cylinder head job that I did, I definitely did the heads are definitely going to be better than they were, but machine shop was going to be like basically like $300 or $400. So what I did is I did a resurfacing on my own. I'll share about that later probably. There's some YouTube videos on it, and I actually lapped the valves, reseated the valves, which you saw if you're watching the previous episode. So I've got the block surface clean on both sides. I got the pistons cleaned up. Everything's ready to go. I got the threads cleaned up. The only thing I want to do there is, let me do this really quick. Basically, I'm just going to run a head bolt, the old one. Got my tools a little closer, and I keep walking right by them. Going to the other. Okay. So, we got the old head bolt. I don't have you saw in the previous video that I used something to chase the threads. It's actually the same thread pitch, but 1 millimeter too small of a thing. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to have some good threads to run into. So I'm just going to do a couple of these. And already it just feels great. I'm not even concerned about it. Let me do this one over here. Yeah, these are great. Alright, so I don't even need to do the rest. Basically just chase the threads a little bit, sprayed some brake clean in there, and then sprayed some fluid out there. You saw me checking the surface of the block. I'm using a 2/1000 feeler gauge, so against the straight edge, and I got good to go. So anyway, what I'm going to do next is vacuum the coolant that's inside the block. I don't want that coolant to stay in there. There's been debris. I'm hoping that through vacuuming it I get most of any debris, but at the end of the day it's contaminated with brake clean and just other stuff, so I merely just want it out of there. So let me do this real quick. It's gonna be pretty loud. One sec. Basically just going to vacuum inside now. good. That, I just wanted to basically make sure there wasn't any nasty coolant circulating. It probably could have survived, but I'm gonna reset my light here. Alrighty, let's see. I have no idea how I had it set up here. First I moved it. Alright, so that's good there. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to. We're gonna clean and prep the surfaces. I'm gonna throw the spark plugs in the heads. I'm gonna gap them first, and then we're basically ready to go back together. I'm gonna start with this rear head first. I got my new gasket here. Probably could have used the old one with some exhaust sealant, but it was flattened. It was $9 my cost, so cheap insurance. So it's a bad spot to try and, you know, change a exhaust gasket. Anyway, so thought about doing the water pump, but that's really easy to do. We'll do that later. Charging up the battery now, and basically I need to replace it, but I'm hoping to get a few more months out of it. I'm trying to save on this job here. So we're gonna go back together, and I just want to do a little commentary here, and hope everybody's doing good. Probably gonna go back to the time lapse. Over and out. Okay, everybody, I think we're gonna go classic here, just for a little bit, just because I feel like probably need to fill in a lot of gaps. If I do too many time lapses, obviously the component where I can share some of the knowledge that I learned from, you know, working in the shop and all that stuff. Let me find my safety glasses. I can't find my safety glasses. Where are my safety glasses? I'm going to the pair. Alright, well, welcome back everybody to Last Frontier Garage. I enjoy the time lapses because I enjoy time lapses, and it's a fun way to watch the complete process. Obviously it can get pretty boring if somebody's just talking or whatever, but I want to kind of teach a little bit. So the last real video I ended with, oh, this is something different, wow. Oh. The last thing I ended with, let me go ahead and clean this block up. Ooh, this stuff's different. Wow. Okay, it's totally doused the filter valve and everything. Okay, so this is some new brake clean from O'Reilly's. And that's a little bit much. I shouldn't be doing stuff like that. I probably could have gotten away with the rag or something. I'm actually going to block the view of the camera so I don't just totally douse the lens real quick. This engine block is absolutely filthy. It's original. It's never been out. It's never been probably cleaned properly. And I just spraying this, it kind of kicked dirt around here. So I'm gonna have to literally do over what I just did. So we're just gonna drain the oil pretty good. A lot of times in a project like this, I'd have the drain plug out, and things would just drain down. But all the trans fluid work we've had to do, the cradle is halfway down. We'll get the engine all figured out. I'll probably change it very soon after we run it. But, so let's kinda do this again here. Alright, sorry guys. Sometimes to pay attention. What's that? Hey man. Alright, so I just basically made a big mess, but I did, I really want to be able to rinse. I've had this exhaust blocked basically this whole time, so we're good to go there. I feel bad for the camshaft here. I shouldn't even be doing this. I'm gonna mess up. I want to get a little bit of oil on everything. I don't want to obviously get anything on the head because I'm about to. But I think it's starving for oil. All right. Now, alright, so we're about to, yeah, I don't like this new brake clean from the Riley's. It's sprayed all crazy. Alright, so let me just kind of think out loud here. We're about to wipe this head surface down. Let me do this. Seems so, let me do something really quick before I seal it up. I just want to make sure. And obviously I've used the feeler gauge several times. At the end of the day, the gasket is gonna do what it does. Alright, I'm gonna do the final. I want to put a little bit of WD-40 in these cylinders. I don't want. This is probably going to be a day. Hopefully not two. hopefully I can start tomorrow. That's my goal. Today's Friday, March 29th. This thing's much. I gotta get some decent rags. I guarantee you, what my dad said, he said, somebody that told him one time said, "Look, man, we're not building Ferraris." He was working on heavy equipment. But like, we're not working on Ferraris here, you know, like, so just put it together, you know. So what I have here is a Felpro set. It's kind of a gray and blue on the top, kind of a gray only on the bottom. I don't see any instructions on what to do, so I'm gonna make sure. I'm pretty sure this writing is supposed to go up top. That's usually what it's gonna be. So I'm just gonna lay this on there. Just gonna visually check. Let's see here. Oh, let me get these old gaskets here. Make sure these gaskets look right. They are. Where are they? Okay. Make sure here. Yeah, I was kind of freaked out because the block's holes are huge. Okay. Alright, we're good. Whew. Had me tripping. I was like, wow, because it just totally looked different. So that's going to cover it completely. We're going to get our coolant from you know, this area here. And you guys, at the end of the day, clamp that thing down. If you got leaks, you got an issue on your hands, you know. Everything's clean and clear. I'm gonna go get that head and set it on there. I'm gonna put a little bit of WD-40 in here. I'm being way over the top, only because this is a vehicle that is driven daily, and it needs to be. Oh, of course, I got a little bit of oil. Come on, pile. Put a little WD-40 in there. Let's get this show on the road, guys. I've been way over the top of this dang thing. All right, there we go. We've reached the what's his name? All right. So it took me 13 minutes just to put it on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back to time-lapse mode. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight. I'm just gonna put everything together and hope it runs great. I was going to do a compression test just to make sure the valves were holding, but at the end of the day, it's a better seal than they were. They ran good other than that head gasket. So we're going to get this thing bolted up. These head bolts, make sure you get new ones because they're stretched to yield, so the bolts kind of stretch a little bit. And then on this particular application, 2001 Chevy Adventure 3.4, you lube the threads with like oil, and the surface of the bolt head, the bottom of the bolt head, where it is going to slide against the head, cylinder head. So basically, you want to lube it up so you get the proper torque. 44 foot-pounds the first pass, and then 95 degrees after that. And in case you need it, there's your deal. Is it gonna self-focus? I need to get a camera that self-focuses. Oh, whoops. Of course, I'm wearing gloves, so I gotta hit it with my nose. We're gonna do that. Jeepers. Anyway, there it is. Alright, y'all. Hope this helps. This is actually good too. Pause the video if you want. This is important stuff. Especially these measurements here. Get a straight edge and make sure your surfaces are flat if you can't afford to take it to the machine shop. So anyway, here we go. Let's bolt this thing down.